Welcome back to Vice Grip Garage. Today is day 5, the last day of Hot Rod Power Tour, where I'm supposed to drive from St. Louis, Missouri to Champaign, Illinois. Barely made it to the gas station, overheating, blew a belt, not charging, relay exploded, power window's not working. Oh, I also dumped 84 gallons of gas on the ground. Great. So as you can see, we're off to a great start today, but I actually need to that means rewind, I guess. Let's go back to late last night, or I guess technically early this morning, catch you up on the power window situation while I clean up this spilt fuel. Maybe I gotta call somebody. I don't know. We'll just pretend it didn't happen, maybe. Not even sure what time it is. 9 or 7, late o'clock. Got back to the motel and the windows wouldn't roll up. Of course, all 4 are down. Uh-oh. Security concern. Alert. Guy started rooting around here. Maybe it's the switches. I don't know. Dug them out, probed them up. They're good. There's also a breaker in this car down in the fuse box area. Wasn't that? Tested that out. Finally went ahead and found a relay here, and they hid this way back up in here, you know, where the foot panel goes. It's jammed back into there, and sure enough, this is bad. Doesn't test out on the old digital meter. Used my little gator clippy and was able to jump it from here to here. It gets awfully hot, and you know, this turns into licorice basically. But it was enough to just get the winders up for tonight, so at least we can, you know, try to lock up the rig a little bit. Uh-oh. This is his second time around. Approved. These parking lot parties at night get to be pretty fun. So tomorrow I gotta run to the Hardmore store and see if they have a relay like this. Doubtful, very. If they don't, then I'm just gonna get some heavy gauge wire and a little switch, and I'll just flip that on, run the winders, and we'll probably just have to run like that all the way home. This trim and stuff, I'm just gonna kind of just lay in place, because there's a plastic piece somewhere right here. That's got to go underneath this, of course, till all of that comes in there. But that's pretty much the only issue I've had with the car so far, so been pretty lucky. So yesterday I said I'd just let this keep squealing until it pitched one, then we'd know which one it is. Turns out it was the charging whirler belt. There's what's left of it. And as the remaining pieces were bouncing off the hood, I was on the phone with O'Reilly, and they did have one in stock, thankfully. So the good news is we know this one's tight and doesn't squeal, so we just got to figure out why this one is squealing so much. I did run this for, I don't know what, 5 minutes with no water pump?
Yeah, at least.
So also good news, we know that it didn't overheat violently after 5 minutes of interstate with no water pump. So I mean, we're just testing things here, guys. That's what we're doing. Look at that, tank's not even all the way full. It was puking a little, but not too bad. Do you want to grab the peak out of the trunk? So we'll throw this belt on. I'm a little worried that we might have a pulley misalignment sort of issue going on, because remember, this bracket was loose, and I wonder if they did that so this would kind of pitch in a little bit. But Ken's here, he'll shoot his eye down and tell me if it's straight, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah, I got good eyes.
That guy threw a belt too. Looks like it's belt throwing day. So Ken and I were just looking at this, and it's probably really hard to see here, but we're looking at the crank pulley to the water whirler pulley up to the charging whirler pulley. And if a guy shoots his eyes down it, the top pulley appears to be back almost, geez, 1/4 of an inch, we're thinking, almost, huh? So the fix would be to space out the bracketry, get some washers behind all of these, and try to pull this forward and then put another washer back here. But this is 11 billion degrees now, and we got to get on the road. So what I'm going to do is the right thing, is just put this one on and blow this one off tonight, and then maybe in the morning when it's cool, I could try to monkey with this before we take the 700 miles home or whatever it is. See all the belt dust over everything. New belt is on, so now we've got 2 fresh belt. Guy was thinking on it, I think that might have been the original belt. I don't know that I ever replaced that. If one of you is super ambitious, you can go back to the original Cadillac revival video, just sitting in a swamp back there, and see if I replaced on that belt. I don't think I did, and if it didn't, I'm not upset. It just drove another 1,300 miles or whatever after getting pulled out of the swamp. So putting 1 fresh belt on ain't too bad. A little bit nervous about that setback because it's going to start chewing on the front of that belt, and that's what starts eating the, I don't know, the strings or magic in there or something. And once one goes, it starts flailing, and then you know the deal. Ooh, this is looking a little off. Original rad hose, Cadillac, and the part number. That's super cool, and the original clamps. So much neat stuff on this car, it's just unbelievable. Just checked on the Earl, and she's fine. It drank, I don't know, half of a quart that one day, whenever that was. I don't know what day it is now, but it's hot out. Anywho, it's not burning oil anymore, so I think the rings are finally coming back around. I said earlier, the best thing you can do with these old rigs is just get them out on the highway and blow the cobwebs out of them and get this stuff working for you. And I think that's finally happened in 472 here. It's running fantastic. It's not burning any oil anymore. We're still running the original ignition coil and everything in this thing. It's an absolute trooper. Topped it off with the peak coolant. Transgression, sure, checked. That seems fine. Not even gonna crack that open. Gonna put the tools away, and we're gonna hit the road. I think it's 136 miles today. Feller's got to stop and do a burnout sign. That's approved. Paint scheme on this Camaro. So we've still been handing out Hot Wheels on the tour. We got a couple left though, don't we?
Yep, we have a few left.
And then we also been handing them out while we're doing the signings at the booth as well. If any kids are coming up or even playing in the area, we've been giving them some Hot Wheels. And it's so fun watching their faces light up.
It's really cute.
Yeah.
Super cute.
But we'll keep doing that till we run out, and I think we got the right amount though, because we're almost up.
Yep.
So. There you go. Have a good day. See ya.
Hey, these kids have been wanting to say hi to you guys for 2 days.
How's it going, guys?
Good to see you guys. Have a safe trip.
Thank you.
It's been awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Enjoy the cars. See you guys. So the Monza's developed some sort of rotational clunking, clicky-clacky noise, and they couldn't see anything apparent just crawling under it. So we got the jack under here. We're going to put a stand under it, and we're just going to ease it and drive and just let it slowly rotate here and see if we can figure out what's clunking or something under here. Okay, a little bit more, right? Probably right there. I'm fingers to the ground here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
Go ahead and put it in neutral, bud, and let's just rotate it around.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh.
you got a brake dragging over here pretty good.
That bent axle is tearing up that side.
Yeah, and
Is it loose?
you got a bearing that's shot over here.
That's what it is. That bearing's getting noisier and noisier.
How many more miles we got?
About 100.
100 miles today.
If we could make it there, we could go rent the tool and pull the bearing out. And
Pretty loose. It might fall out.
well, the caliper should hold it on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the caliper bracket's on the
Yeah.
axle housing.
It is, yeah. We'll keep rolling.
Just go slow. No big smoky burnout. Yeah.
No.
No burnouts and avoid left turns. I can smell gear oil following these folks too, so the rear end's definitely getting hot. We're just going to top it off and, you know, ignore it basically for now. They've only got about 40 miles to get home, so it's not too bad anyway. Betty White's a champ, absolute champ. It's running perfect, better than ever. Now that she's got, you know, charger whirler back. Gonna grab some ice, a little bit more water, some cold snacks, keep the back neck moist, and then we head off this way somewhere. So we're just pulling into Champaigny, Illinois. We got a nice breeze here actually, which is very welcoming. How's it going? Hi. Nice hats. Hey guys, how's it going? So we're gonna, you know, do the usual. We don't know where we're setting up. That's fine.
Or late.
We're also
Significantly.
a smooth 26 minutes late right now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna just kind of ease in here and figure out where to set up. And this is the second time I've had to say this week, but for those that showed up on this particular day, sorry. We had a little Monza breakdown. We blew a belt this morning. It's been kind of a little bit busy of a day, but this is going to be fun. The weather is beautiful right now. What we got going on here? Looks like you're putting it back together, actually.
Yeah, we had a friend come in from a couple hours from here that had a couple S10 axles, drove them all the way here. We ran over to O'Reilly Auto Parts, picked up the diff fluid, the posi additive, a puller to pull the oil bearings out. The bearing wasn't that bad actually, so I mean it was bad, but pulled it out. Got the axle pulled, putting it all back together right now. Think
Nice.
we're gonna make it.
Cool. I heard the sledgehammer over here. You guys must have been beating studs out or something, huh?
Yeah, longer studs.
Nice. Yeah. You got spacers on here? Oh yeah, you're running spacers.
Yeah, well the S10
And then the
rear
tires?
brakes got to be spaced on the inside about 1/8, about 3/8 on the outside.
Really, we need another.
None of this was made for a Monza, so
Right.
we made it work. So
Cool.
To be honest, we really need another 8th on the inside.
yeah, we kind of do.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad you guys got it patched up. Now you can get home and continue on.
Yeah, thanks to all those that reached out. We really appreciate it. There was actually a lot more of you than I ever expected. So we got this done. We've only been working on it about an hour, and
Very cool.
Another half hour.
Almost
Looks
done
like we
already.
got a lot of support here
Yeah,
on
we
the whole
did.
group.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool. It is officially a wrap. Hot Rod Power Tour has come to a close. We're here at the motel wrapping up day 5. Betty White is an absolute champion. Sat in the swamp forever. Here we are, over 1,500 miles on it. Even ran a 16.8 down the drag strip, but it's not over yet. Tomorrow starts a big journey, 525 miles home. Will we make it? I don't know. Good morning. Today is technically day 7, if we count the day that we drove all the way up to Norwalk, and then of course the week of Power Tour. Today we're getting ready to drive 525 miles back home from Illinois to Minneapolis. But we're kind of just going through stuff right now, throwing all of our trash and garbage away we've accumulated over the week, organizing, trying to get everything to fit in here. You know, we've kind of gathered a lot of stuff throughout the trip. Big thank you to everyone that was able to make it out. It was awesome seeing you guys. I know a lot of you had to work or it was too far of a drive, but keep in mind we have events all over the country, so take a look at the FaceSpace page and the Insta Ounce, because we put a lot of stuff up there, and also the website. We put a lot of stuff on there, vicescriptgarage.com, if you want a chance to come out and hang out with us. But one last long trip for Betty, 525 miles. We're really hoping we can make it. Also a huge thank you, you could probably see it sprinkled in here, everybody that donated cool stuff or gave us cool stuff. There's stickers, tools, there's the Chevelle Rad support, there's license plates and hats and you name it. And a big thank you to Chris, Megan, John, and Cody, who were watching the videos and said, hey, I've got a Quadrajet laying around, maybe a guy could use it. They got a hold of me and they actually overnighted it to our motel. So we've got a refurbished Quadrajet. It might be brand new actually, I don't know. It's really nice looking, it's shiny, kind of makes me nervous. But if then a guy needs that, we've got a Quadrajet here for Betty. I don't know that we need to put it on this morning yet, but if it keeps acting up and we're having issues going down the road, that's in the trunk. Cadillacs are fairly specific with the quadribogs you can put on them, but we might be able to make something work with that. So we're gonna finish loading up here, grab some gas, hit the road, and hope that Betty can do another 500 plus miles. Sure, don't know where we're at. Second fuel fill up, looks like 8 gallons, something like that. Jessica's gonna take over driving for a little bit. I gotta catch up on some business, but gotta move the seat forward about 900 feet first.
GPS signal lost.
Uh-oh, we're really lost now apparently. Let me go up
I need
or
to go
down?
up also. Like,
Needs to go down?
no, I need to keep going up.
Okay, uppage, forwardage. That's max forwardage. I think we got 360 miles left, something like that. Well, Betty's not happy. She's surging again. We're around the Wisconsin Dells area, and luckily it started surging down one exit, so we turned around and came back a couple miles. And we can't even keep it above 50, and it's a fuel issue again. I do have that Quadrajet, but I got to thinking, if this has the original fuel pump on it, there's also a filter down here. Yep, I can see it in there. So we're gonna check and see if that's clogged. I gotta get a little pipe cutter and some rubber line. We can grab that here at O'Reilly's quick. And then we're also gonna dump out that Edelbrock filter, see if that's catching a bunch of stuff as well. Feller's got to use on his surroundings, you know. So we got Betty up on the curb back here. Some feller gave me this mat here. Oh, right there, Carrie Owen. Thank you, sir. One of the meet and greets, don't remember which city that was. Gonna take this little tube cutter because, you know, you can really fit her into a spot. I do have one, but it's somewhere buried in the trunk, so I just bought another one. Let me get you down here and show you what I'm looking at here. You guys can hook your peepers on it. There's the fuel pump, and you can tell it's the original because of the way that it is. But also right here inside of this, I think there's another filter tray. And keep in mind, we didn't have a filter in here for a little bit yet. So there could have been some junk, you know, in the system here. Problem is, this is just stripped out like a Ariana Grande video. And I'm gonna have to snip it down here. That way a guy can twirl it around. And then I got some 3/8 line, and I guess we're just gonna kind of sleeve it and put some clamp laters on. Then of course we'll come back and clean and check this here in a little bit, but first I want to get this addressed. I think I might go ahead and take this off and clamp this off for now and just kind of swing it down out of the way, and then we'll get that addressed. Sure enough, fellers, so this was, you know, in the bottom of the fuel pump make it happener. This was on top of it. This is just a standard filter that you typically see in a Q-Jet up top. Same thing, but absolutely just plugged and destroyed, and all this stuff come out of here, and there's more and more and more. There's actually the gasket that's supposed to go on the filter tray, so that's going to be the issue right there. I'll run back into O'Reilly's, grab one of these quick. Got to clean this up. I actually had to end up using my pliers on this side. I'll use the pipe cutter on the upper end, and we'll put a little service loop in there, and it should be good to go here in about 9 minutes 42 seconds. Got the Edelbrock one apart. The thimble is pretty clean, but look what it caught on the other side. It's still catching this chunky sediment, and again, I think I know exactly where that's coming from, because remember the tank regulator's new and the pickup sending unit and all that stuff, but we got that old rubber hose that's kind of Christmas light hung in there, and I bet you in the low parts of that hose all the sediment's sitting there, and as we bounce down the road it's just starting to chunk through a little at a time. So I'm gonna do the right thing and ignore it, but I will put it on the list, you know, to do later. Right now I'm just focused on getting home. It is hot, really hot.
I'm like dying.
Hot. I got updates. She's looking pretty good. I like these here with the thumber twister upper on it. This is the only old line, I guess, but it's just a little return line, so yeah, not worried about that. But once I get this pulled over a little bit, we're gonna be back on the highway and in good shape. Fixed, Betty's cruising, vice grips, Leatherman, a couple hose clamps, ready to rock. We got, I don't know, 3.5 hours left.
Yes.
Back to the place in Minnesota, and that's gonna wrap up our 2,000-mile journey. Hopefully, knock on wood, that's the last little issue we have. Detour, got distracted. Fieros, flag, also ice cream. That water's really blue. I'm not sure what's going on. Never really been to this town, to be honest. And then we're going to some haunted ghost house tour. And then we're, you know, back on the road. Got to keep these kids active and motivated, you know. They've been really good on this trip, so you got a reward on them a little bit. Chocolate chips, cookie dough, square body. I'm so scared.
Stand here and witness the pounding.
Should be our last fuel stop. Millstone? Milestone. Molestone. Something like that. Wisconsin. This is the same fuel station we stopped in the 68 Firebird, known as Snowbird, the blue one, remember? These guys actually had the propane cylinders for that little heater that I ran on the floor and almost burnt the car down with, but it saved my legs from hypothermia and sudden frostbite, so that's good. Anyway, gonna top off here, and I guess we're in the home stretch now. A guy wants to say it's hard to believe, but I guess I got to. I'm looking at it. Betty White made it all the way home. Another 525 miles today. Let's check out how many miles total we got on this rig now. It's rolled over twice, so it is officially 2,041 miles, almost 42 on this trip. The car did absolutely fantastic, other than, you know, just some maintenance stuff really. Otherwise, zero issues. The wheel bearings held in there, the axle bearings, the U-joints, the rear end, Again, a huge testament to GM and Cadillac back in the day. They really did do it right. It is raining and cool here, and it is very welcome because we've been hot all week, haven't we, bud?
Very.
Happy to be home?
Yes.
Well, that is going to do it. Hot Rod Power Tour 2021. Thank you guys so much for following along. I know it's been a ton of fun for us. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well. We'll catch you next time.